Good evening and welcome back to my garden. Oops. The coffee cup in the garden. I just deadheaded this 2 days ago. So it has been a couple weeks since the lupine started blooming and it is time for it to be deadheaded. There are some other spring blooms that are in desperate need of some deadheading as well. And so I am out here at 8 p.m. Mosquitoes are attacking. I'm covered head to toe, covering my skin head to toe just because they are so bad right now, even though it's like 80 degrees. Anyways, I am desperately cutting things off because, as you can see, this garden has just taken off with the hot weather, and we've had a few little bouts of rain. Everything is just coming up. One of the things that I desperately need to get on top of, and I'm trying to find an example of it, and here's some, is this daisy fleabane. It is everywhere and it kind of looks like a daisy. It has multiple heads on it and they open up and flower. It's a native plant to North America, but it's not, I don't know, it's not anything special, and it is literally everywhere. So tomorrow my job is to clean that up, but today I am going to be deadheading irises, lupine, peonies. There are some poppies that have died away. Just lots and lots of things. There are a couple reasons why you want to deadhead. The first is that the spent blooms are going to continue to suck up the plant's energy, and so for it to focus on either its foliage or its root systems, deadheading will allow that plant to work on those processes. The other thing is deadheading will allow, especially on plants like lupine, it'll allow another set of flowers to come up, hopefully. So that's another reason, is just to get more blooms and extend the plant's season. And then the last reason to deadhead. Hi, what is the last reason? Oh, the last reason to deadhead is that plants like lupine, if left like this, they will go to seed and they will self-seed and they will create more plants. If that's something that you want, that's great. But if not, then deadheading is the way to go. A lot of times you can just cut the bloom off or follow the stem down to the base. It kind of just depends on the plant. So with things like lupine, you're going to want to follow it down to where the next little plant is. So if you can see, there's a bud there. So I'm going to want to cut it right along here. Lupine here is part of the pea family, and as you can see, it has these pods that look just like peas, and inside are seeds that look like peas. Now, if I pick these off and take them inside and dry them, they will not generate seeds that are viable to grow new plants. Lupine actually does have to dry on the plant, and then you collect the seeds. So let's go ahead and get to it. And I've just got a bucket behind me that I'm going to collect, and I'm just going to throw these in the compost. And remember, when you are deadheading, you pick up your scraps, compost them, or do whatever you need to do with them, but don't leave them in the garden. You will invite slugs and pests and disease, and that's not good. Other plants like peonies, you'll just want to cut off the heads. So I left a few lupin in the garden just because there were bees on it and I just wanted to let them do their thing. So I left some and I'll come and deadhead those a little bit later. This is an oriental poppy that has bloomed. It was gorgeous. And this one I'm going to cut right down at the bottom. And that can stimulate growth and sometimes create a second crop. I am not sure if that will happen with these, but we shall see. I really want to see what's inside this seed head though. So it's milky and you can't probably see, but there are tons of little seeds that are developing. Anyways, I'm gonna cut those down and we'll see if we get a second crop. They come back in my experience regardless of if they're able to flower and drop their seeds or not, sometimes twice, sometimes three times in a single season. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and take care of them because I already see them growing all over the garden from last year when we did not deadhead them. So one last thing before my battery dies. Siberian irises, I will be leaving the heads on those. They produce these amazing seed pods and I don't do anything in the spring. These will be there. They look so good in the daffodil and tulip bouquets and they overwinter so wonderfully and I just think that they are one of the most prettiest dried, one of the most prettiest. They are incredibly gorgeous little dried pods for your spring bouquets. So I'm gonna leave those in. Maybe I'll cut some of them, but I will leave a majority to set these pods.